No.
No. All right, welcome to this Tuesday night matchup between the New Canaan Rams and the Stamford Black Knights. Alongside me is Will Langford, myself, Gray Tomasco, here on the call tonight. Will, very exciting matchup. What are you expecting out of these two teams in the outcome of this one?
Yeah, last year Stamford High really pressured them all game, and eventually they just took over in the fourth. And Stamford High usually really used their athleticism
Right.
to really take over the game.
Yeah.
And in doing so, they forced New Canaan ball handlers in uncomfortable situations, and it caused a lot of turnovers late in the fourth quarter. Eventually, Stamford High got out to a lead, and New Canaan couldn't come back from it. However, New Canaan's ball handlers have been more developed. They got a year under their belt. Bramwitt has now had it. This will be his third year on varsity, so we expect him to stay calm and be reassured with his skills in these high pressure and situations with an athletic defensive opponent. Stanford High, they rely on shooting a lot, and I expect to see success out of them when they shoot the ball a lot. And New Canaan's got to push the ball in transition and win the game with the 50-50 balls. They got to knock down their shots and play good man and good zone defense.
Right, and New Canaan currently sitting at 5-4. Black Knights sitting at 6-5. I believe that's accurate. And both of these teams are both FCAC and state championship contenders. I know we've talked about it all season. There's really 6 or 7 teams right now that are in that contention. It hasn't been like that for a while, Will. And, one of the things that I like to focus on is really, which team is going to come up and win the 50-50 battle. Because truly, I believe between these two teams, it could go either way.
Right, and, Stanford High, they lost to Brian McMahon, but then they also beat Staples. And those two teams are drastically different. Staples, big contender for the FCAC title and state title at that. While Brian McMahon in the lower echelon of the standings for the FCAC. So, this team's really streaky. And when they get hot, they tend to win games. And, it's going to be a big matchup for the Rams in FCAC rankings and FCAC play as we come further down the road as we're looking to the FCAC tournament. And I see for Stanford High tonight, when they hit their shots, they have shown they had success, and New Canaan, when they've played as a group and they finished games, because they've had a lot of overtime games, they have been successful.
Right, and we spoke with Coach Melzer, the New Canaan High School coach, before this game, and one of the key things that he really made clear to us was that this team can go either way. Like, they're definitely not overlooking in any sense, and obviously the New Canaan coaching staff, the entire staff except for one of their coaches, Coach McAteer, actually played at Stamford High School. So this is definitely a little bit of a rivalry throwback. I know it's been a few years, so as we're talking with Melzer, it kind of lengthens out the meaning to this game, but there still is that grudge there, and you want to win your hometown matchup.
Yeah, when we were talking to Coach Melzer this afternoon, he was telling us, right when he came over, it was just as big as Darien. But now they're more mature. They've been here for a long time. So they're just taking this as an important game, but they're not letting that rivalness and that extra intensity get to them and make them feel like it's bigger than it is. So they're taking it very seriously. However, they're not letting it get bigger than it is, and they're staying composed, and they're going to use their skills to their advantage, and I'd like to see what they can do tonight.
Right, and the Rams and the Black Knights have had very close games so far this season, being on both sides of those, and overtime games for the Rams have been something that they finally got a win out of one with Wilton, and they lost some close ones. We know we lost their game to Ridgefield, but they won in overtime to Danbury, so there's a lot of things there that the Rams had to overcome in losing overtime games, because that's stressful and it takes a toll, and it really feels good to finally get one. So I think that's what the Rams have, they finally found their composure and they able to win that one against Wilton in overtime, which, I think if this game comes there, they'll be ready.
Yeah, exactly. Against Wilton, Wilton hit an overtime buzzer to send it to double overtime. Eventually, the Rams got together and they played as a group, and they eventually won in double overtime. However, the Rams have struggled closing out games. So tonight, I'm looking for Jack Lenahan I believe he makes his first start tonight. If not, it's been his first start in a while. And with Laddick coming back from an illness, he will come off the bench tonight. So I believe we'll see Lenahan be a kind of a spark tonight, defensively and offensively. And I think Lenahan will really provide this extra push for the Rams because he's always a big energy guy.
Right, and New Canaan obviously struggling with that sickness going around, and the entire school really feeling the wrath of that. But let's talk about Stamford for a second, and one of their main players to watch. I know as you spoke before is it's gonna be Winchester. What do you have on him, Will?
Yeah, so obviously good genes. His dad played at Tennessee, SEC basketball. He was my 5th grade coach, great coach, but as a player himself, Jeremiah Winchester, very talented. He can shoot from anywhere on the floor, make plays from anywhere he wants. He's a real weapon for this Stamford High team. Yet every one of them can make plays. As we saw in warm-ups, they're all doing very athletic plays, and they're making shots from long range, mid-range, on the block, in the corner. It's going to be really tough for the Rams to stop this offense because, like we talked to Coach Melzer, you can't key on any one player on this Stamford High team. So you really got to lock in and play good defense, and you got to be in gaps when help on drives, and you got to stay home so no three-point shots go without a hand in their face.
Right, and Stamford here getting ready for this game, lining up. We're about to bring you starting lineups here in a quick second, and we'll start off here by reading out the away team, the Stamford Knights, and then we'll read out the New Canaan team. Very exciting game here. Head coach for Stamford, Dan Loucher. We have number 22 starting, Ryan Connors. Number 2, E.J. Presley. Number 3, Jeremiah Winchester. He's got that genes as we talked about. Number 21, Christopher Nana. And number 4, J.J. Salvatore.
Fun fact, J.J. Salvatore actually has a cousin who lives in New Canaan.
Right, this will be a good game for him here. For the Rams, number 0, Griffin Bramwitt. Definitely a force to be reckoned with here. Griffin's had a bunch of great games. Number 3, Jack Lenahan, as we said before, definitely the guy to watch tonight. Number 12, Lorenzo Marsili, came back from an injury, definitely one of the better rebounders. Number 21, Aidan McLaughlin, he'll come down with a dunk. And number 13, Santiago Lacayo.
Yeah, so after returning from injury, Lorenzo will return to the starting lineup, who's a huge defensive force for the Rams. Caused a lot of turnovers and usually guards their best player.
Right, and that will cut to you guys back after the Star Spangled Banner. Just moments away from tip-off here at the STAC, the New Canaan High School Varsity Gym. Very exciting game here, Will. What are you expecting out of this first quarter and kind of these first few plays?
Yeah, I'm expecting a really fast-paced game. Both teams love to push the ball up the floor, get shots in transition, set up press, zone, man, whatever it is. I truly expect this game to be very fast-paced, a lot of points scored. Both big offensive nights for each team.
Right, in a high-scoring game we're expecting here. Stanford just came off a tough loss on the 27th a few days ago to Greenwich, actually, by 1 point. They lost 50-49, so they're definitely looking to rebound from that one and come out with a win.
Yeah, and Greenwich being one of the better teams in the FCAC, I mean, as you saw the other week, Ridgefield just knocked off undefeated Danbury. So, anything can happen in this league. Everybody's a contender. And, you know, we just like to see what awaits this exciting matchup between the Stamford High Black Knights and the New Canaan Rams.
Just moments away from tip-off here. Both players, number 21, taking the tip. That'll be Ian McLaughlin and Christopher Nana.
Christopher Nana listed at 6'7". Tall force to be reckoned with.
Right, not sure if he looks 6'7" in person. I don't know about that, but he's definitely at least 6'5".
Probably would have given him 6'5.5", but.
And Nana wins the tip-off here, finds number 2, E.J. Presley. Presley will bring the ball down the court.
Rams in a 1-2-2 zone, not allowing Stamford to use their athleticism against them.
Salvatore at the top of the key, finds Presley. Down to the bottom, Connors. Connors to the inside. To the inside, Salvatore kicks it out to Connors. Connors finds a wide open Winchester. Winchester, his bucket no good. Rebound McLaughlin down the floor to Lacayo. Up to Marsili, he goes up and he misses a bucket.
You know, great defensive possession by the Rams, but you gotta finish those. Those are open layups. You gotta finish those if you're gonna win tight games like these. Back in this 1-2-2 zone.
Right, Salvatore controlling this offense here, finds Presley. Presley to Salvatore, top of the key. Drives on Lacayo. Puts one up, his bucket good.
And that's how Danny Melzer coaches. He's team first. As you see, Lorenzo Marsili stepping in there and taking the charge, putting his body on the line. This early in the game, you love to see it.
Right, those points will not count. We'll still be sitting at 0-0 here.
Stamford High will set up in their man press here, forcing the Rams to use every ball handler they have.
Jack Lenahan with his first touch of the ball today. Finds Bramwood, who's going to bring the ball down the court.
Guarded by Winchester here.
Right, Winchester, a low athletic stance. Bramwood finds Marsili to McLaughlin. To the outside, back to Marsili. Looking to make something happen.
Stamford in a man defense here. Staying with it, not switching on screens.
Pump fake from Marsili, he goes up. His bucket no good. Second shot of the night for him, he's 0-2.
A lot of contact underneath there, however, no call. Up the floor to E.J. Presley.
Presley with the ball, finds Salvatore. Salvatore to Connors. Connors to Presley. Back to the outside, Connors, one of the better shooters. Finds Nana. He'll go up.
Drives on Marsili, and it's no good. Wide right of the rim. Rebound, Lacayo up to Lenahan.
McLaughlin here on the inside. Looks to rolling up, no good. To the outside, Marsili. Elects to go for 2, does not put anything up.
Nearly travels there. However, Rams will retain possession. You know, you love to see the ball movement from the Rams there. You know, the Rams really focus in practice on pushing the ball up the floor in transition. You saw minimal dribbles there. 4 players touched the ball before it even crossed the opposing foul line right there. You know, that's just great ball movement and coaching by the Rams. You know, and usually you get a layup out of that. Oh, good cut by Lenahan. Oh, and Lenahan too hard off the glass.
Right, and Presley will bring the ball down here. No cutters for him to look to the outside. He'll find Winchester to Salvatore, double team to the inside. Connors.
To the short corner.
Nana gets 2.
That's good offense by Stamford High right there, breaking the zone, finding the short corner.
Right, first 2 of the night there. 3 minutes into this one.
Stamford High back in this man press. You know, by forcing all ball handlers to touch the ball, you increase the probability of turnovers, because when the ball's out of Bramwood's hands, you know, you never know.
Right, and on the outside, McLaughlin here looking for a cutter, can't find one. Finds Lacayo, he'll drive to the inside. Lacayo can't find anyone to look to.
Nearly 3 seconds in the paint.
Right, I thought they were going to get the call there. To the outside, Lenahan.
Yeah, you know, a lot of old-fashioned refs would call that a travel, too, as they think Lacayo's pivot foot moved in. He'll go up hard in the lane, and he'll finish. Lacayo with the heart, too.
Driven down here. J.J. Presley goes up, dunk on top of Bramwood.
Dipsy to Dunkaroo. E.J. Presley with the dunk. See, that's what happens, Greg, when you don't pick up ball at half court. He gets an open lane, and an athletic player like that will take it right to the hole, as he did right there, and dunk it down.
Right, and I think Stamford definitely has the athletes here. We saw warm-ups, you know, a lot of guys jumping up. Definitely most of these guys are going to be able to put a dunk down.
And that was an effortless dunk right there by E.J. Presley. Bramwood throws it out of bounds.
Right, fault by Bramwood there. He was just looking for something. Unfortunately, he put that one a little too high. Driven down here by Presley. EJ, top of the key to Winchester. Winchester finds Connors at the top. Stanford taking their time.
The Rams are in some type of 1-3-1 or a 1-2-2, or it might be even man now.
I'll call that a 1-3-1 look there. Connors looks for contact, can't find any. He airballs the second putback. Lacayo nearly with a steal to the inside. Nana goes up and foul by Lacayo. Connors with the shots, he'll shoot 2.
You know, I believe the Rams switched to a man defense there as Lorenzo Marsili was staying with his man throughout the possession, and that's what happens. So, you know, when you're used to a zone, you're a second late on your help defense, and that's what happened when they caused a foul underneath there. So great play by Ryan Connors right there to draw the foul.
Right, Connors misses the first here. Definitely the best shoes on the court in my opinion, Will.
I'm still liking Jack Lenahan's with the pink shoes.
Second ball good. No doubts with that one. That one goes right through. Bramwood on the inbound. He'll find Lenahan.
Jeremiah Winchester now face guarding Bramwood. Will not let him get the ball, but in the backcourt.
Right, and I think that's something that Stanford understands they need to do. You know, you saw head coach Dan Latour, you know, talking to his Winchester and Presley just there during those free throws, and he was definitely saying, lock off Bramwood on the inbound. He's their key guy. Make sure he can't get the ball.
Yeah, you know, that was definitely in this week's game plan. They saw Bramwood's the main ball handler, touches the ball on every single possession. Their only goal is to cut them off and force the Rams to use other weapons on their offense in order to beat them.
McLaughlin on the outside, nearly fumbles that one. Bramwood with the ball, back to McLaughlin. No shot out of him, top of the key, Bramwood. Finds McLaughlin, he'll elect to drive to the inside. Marsili, he'll go up. That's a bucket.
Once again, a lot of contact on the body there by Marsili. Stanford High pushes the ball up the floor fast. Salvatore in the lane. Finds Winchester, deep 3. It looks good from here, and it's just long.
Right, Bramwood finds up the floor here. Barely finds Lenahan. See if he'll put one up. And he's blocked by number 2, EJ Presley. Down the court, number 4, Salvatore. He'll go up.
Step in the lane.
No
Reverse layup is no good. Almost a good move by J.J. Salvatore right there. $1 million move, 10-cent finish.
Pushes up the floor there. McLaughlin misses his jumper. I think the Rams need to slow the ball down there, Will. You know, they were getting a little hectic, just clearing it and getting it out of their zone, and Bramwood almost threw a tip pass.
Yeah, as you see, Jack Laddick and Ty Groff and Fletcher Heron will now come to the scores table. Rams looking for a little spark. Defensively out of Heron, and definitely offensively shooting-wise out of Groff and Laddick.
Right, and for Stanford, that'll be Max Kachko, one of the 6 men that Coach Melzer said he was looking out for at the beginning of this game. So definitely seeing if he'll have an impact on this one. To the inside, Connors. Presley, he'll drive, finds Connors once again. Connors back to Presley. A lot of back and forth ball.
Salvatore will reset the offense here. Rams back in this man defense.
Presley to the outside, he dribbles, tries to beat McLaughlin, 2 steps, tough layup, that one will roll in.
What a move right there by EJ Presley. You know, going on the bigger defender there and taking it hard to the rack and finishing through the contact. You know that you love to see that when they're not afraid to go through the contact. You generally get the foul call there. However, he didn't, he still finished. That's a great move.
Right, and Presley having himself a great game, not something that he's shy to have. We've definitely seen him have great games this year and you know, some high scoring ones too, and this one might be no different.
Laddick will take the ball up from the backcourt. A lot of contact there by Aiden Durham.
Aiden McLaughlin stuck at the top of the key, finds Ty Groff. McLaughlin looks to the inside, doesn't find anything. He'll find Groff. Groff, one of the better shooters. Top of the key to McLaughlin once again. Groff, he'll take his first 3 of the night. That one just long.
Offensive rebound, Fletcher Heron. He'll pass to McLaughlin to Laddick in the corner. Looking for something. He'll drive baseline.
Laddick looking to beat Duran.
One more to Bramwood.
Wide open 3. Good! Griffin, Bramwood.
You know, that's just what Griffin does. You know, when the offense is looking like nothing's there, he'll just hit a shot and get you right back into it. You know, never count yourself out when you got Bramwood on the offense.
Right, Bramwood's a clutch shooter, but you know, a little shout out to Jack Lenahan, who hit a big buzzer beater earlier this season. So, you know, you got a lot of guys here who will make big shots in games like this. And, you know, as we predicted, 30 seconds left of the first, we're tied with the score 7-7. This is, once again, a very close game.
Yeah, you know, and New Canaan's one of those teams that just gets better as the game goes on. You know, they usually play well in the first, but they really settle in the second, third, and fourth, and they start playing with confidence and aggression, and that's when you see the true talent of New Canaan.
Right, Salvatore here. Stamford obviously looking for the last shot. He'll drive, puts one to number 11. Cacho, no good.
Aaron gets the rebound. 2 seconds left to Bramwit. He'll get it up.
Oh, just to the right of that one. You know, almost put in another bucket there for the Rams. Would have put them up 3 more. So, well, a little breakdown of this first quarter here. We got a minute here. 7-7, no surprises. Once again, a close game for the Rams and the Knights. You know, what do you have on this one?
Yeah, honestly, truly, the only surprise is both teams have only scored 7 points. You know, what we expected, though, is they each got a lot of opportunities on offense. You know, just a lot of missed shots is what we've seen so far. I'm expecting a higher scoring second quarter. However, like Ray just said, there haven't been many surprises. You know, both teams are pushing the ball up the floor, high intensity defense. And both teams are getting the looks they want. Now they just got to finish.
Right, and let's talk about that dunk from Presley. That, you know, that was an amazing play. Obviously, he had that lane and he found it. You know, do you think we'll see more of that out of him this game?
Oh, 100%. That dunk, he did that easily, and I think he'll be able to do that again. And we saw a lot of dunks and warm-ups by this Stamford High team. So I would assume they're going to challenge New Canaan defenders at the rim, and that's what we're going to see tonight.
Right, no surprises out of that one. He definitely got up there. That would have been good if the rim was a foot higher. Maybe not, but close. We'll see here. Some new check-ins for the Rams. Spencer Wright, Fuller. We'll see Fletcher Heron remains in, Jack Laddick, Ty Groff, Griffin Bramwit. And for the Knights, Durham will remain in this one. And they'll keep the same 4. Oh, sorry, a new player, number 14, DeMar Taylor, checks in for the Knights.
Yeah, you know, Spencer Wright checking in here for a bigger body down the post, get some mismatch, maybe get some easy buckets. I think Coach Melzer is just looking for something else on offense he hasn't seen so far tonight.
Right, and the Rams use his size, you know, very in a good way. They're able to use him to set picks and create open screens. To the inside, he'll get his first bucket of the night. As we said, one of the better players in the post. You could not have been more right about that one.
What a sequence from Fletch to Ty to Spence. That's great offense right there as the Rams set up in this 1-3-1 defense.
Presley to catch, go out to Duran. Duran, he'll find Taylor. Taylor to the inside. Cacho, his bucket first of the night.
Nice little floater off the glass there. Sneaking his way through the 1-3-1 defense is usually nearly impenetrable. The Rams got a little lazy right there on defense.
Bramwit running the baseline, able to find the player and get himself the ball. Some aggressive defense there from Duran.
Duran not letting Bramwit do anything here, but Bramwit gets in the lane, misses the floater. Duran with the rebound, he'll push the ball up the floor here.
Duran settling the ball here, understanding that's the right move. Presses to the outside, he'll find Winchester.
Ooh,
Winchester, tough ball to Duran.
The pivot foot over there, no call though, but nice quick first step by Winchester there. Laddick was half a step late on that, and Winchester continued his ride, might have been able to get a shot off.
Right, Winchester out here to Cacho, to Presley, to the outside, Taylor. Taylor, he'll drive on Bramwit, out to Presley, looking for a shot.
Good close out there by Ty Groff to avoid the shot.
Winchester puts up the floater, no good, rebound Laddick. Down the court, can't find a cutter here, he'll be guarded by Presley. Fletcher Heron to Ty Groff. Ty Groff on the outside of it, driving to the top of the key. He'll find Laddick. Laddick handoff to Bramwit. They'll slow down this play. As
you can see, anybody who's guarding Bramwit right here is guarding him very tightly. You know, really forcing him to do what they want to do. As you see there, Stanford calls him the jump ball.
Right, great play by Kachko there, and great awareness, understanding that, you know, that was a good time to go for the ball and really cause a turnover. We'll see here, Presley, once again. The Stanford Knights go-to guy carrying the ball down the court here. Guarded by Heron, the Rams in a zone look.
You know, and Presley only a sophomore, very tall guard.
Oh, great play by Kochko. Great save on the outside. Duran to Presley. Kochko, the outside. He nearly misses that one. To the inside, he'll find Nana, who checks back in. No good.
Oh, and no gives Spencer Wright the foul.
Right, tough foul call on right there. You know, it does look like he hit a little bit of hand, but, you know, that's a tough one, you know, just when you're that much taller and, you know, you got to hold the guy down. Not really much you could have done.
Yeah, you know, one thing I've noticed on the Stanford High defense is they're forcing a baseline, you know, whatever side they're on, meaning that there's going to be help down below. So they're going to force you a baseline, and then once you think you got a layup, there's going to be help coming over, and you might get blocked.
Braden Taylor misses his first here. Second free throw of the night for the sophomore. His second one, no good. Rebound to Skornia. He'll check in for the Rams his first minutes of today's game.
Skornia will set up the offense here.
He'll find Fletcher Heron. He'll find right back to Skornia.
As you saw there, Stanford High did their scouting report. They're letting Spencer Wright shoot, but they won't let him drive. Nearly turned the ball with Skornia.
Oh, good look. Wright was not ready for that one there. A little miscommunication, but that was definitely the, you know, the right look that really saw something. I believe it was Fletcher who threw that pass, saw something that, you know, no one else saw, and it confused the defenders, and that would have been a bucket.
Yeah, you know, Brett, I think Spencer was ready for that. However, it was tipped by the Stanford defender, and then he couldn't react off the deflection.
Salvatore to Nana. Kicks to Presley, the sophomore. He'll go up. Jumper. That one misses. Presley gets his rebound. To the outside, Kochko. Top of the key, Salvatore. All right, Kochko finds to the bottom side. Nana, he misses his jumper. Rebound right, great rebound.
You know, Stanford looked a little out of sorts there. Not really sure what they were doing on offense.
Fletcher Heron to Skornia.
Forcing Skornia left here. Clearly showing the dominance of his right hand. They're not going to let him get anything if they're going right today.
Right, Fletcher Heron here on the outside. He'll drive on Kochko to Skornia. Great shot, Hill air ball.
You know, that's just a good move by Skornia, but he got Presley in the air, and he had the open shot. You got to finish those open shots, set shots. You got to hit those to win games.
Right, and you can argue that's a bit of nerves, but he'll definitely be back with the next jumper there, and a great move by him, and he just didn't put that one in.
Yeah, and you know, truly using Stanford's athleticism against them there, knowing that Presley was going to come block that shot, and he just took him out of the play completely.
Salvatore here driving to the outside. He'll find Winchester, his three ball up, and good. Winchester with the bucket. Number 3 gets his 3.
Smooth shooting stroke right there from Jeremiah Winchester.
To Skornia. Crosses the halfway. Guarded by Presley to the outside. Lenahan with the ball. He'll drive. He finds Heron, who drives in the paint, kicks it out to Bramwitt.
Bramwitt elects not to take the 3, although he did hit one before. Could he get hot?
Guarded by Winchester. Bramwitt looking to make a move. Lenahan once again. Oh, and blocked by Presley. Great block by him. He'll go up. Another dunk. 2 hands. He hangs on the rim.
As we talked about at the end of the first quarter, as we saw another dunk there, when you don't pick up the ball in transition, Stanford will make you pay, and he slammed it down. The monster two-handed jam right there.
Right, and I'd argue after watching a lot of games from the top teams in the FCAC that E.J. Presley is probably, arguably, one of the most athletic and dominant players in this league at the time, and he's only a sophomore, as you brought up before. So, you know, that's just remarkable, and what he's able to do, and in terms of shooting and playmaking and decision-making and throwing down dunks like we've seen today.
Yeah, he's a 6'4" guard as a sophomore. That's just unreal God-given talent right there. You know, and he's using it to the best of his ability. Throwing down 2 dunks already, a couple points other than that as well. And, you know, when we talked to Coach Melzer this afternoon, he told us Stanford High is one of those teams that builds off their own energy. When they're high, they're high. When they're low, they're low. And right now they're high. They're just going to keep building off that, and that's when they get dangerous. As you see, they're all hyping each other up. and that's when they start getting hot, and that's how they beat great teams like Staples.
Right, and as you said, a 5-point streak. I think Coach Melson recognized that for the Rams, and that's what made him call his timeout, obviously, to kind of kill that momentum. But Stanford's been on that streak, and they're going to look to maintain it.
As you see, Jeremiah Winchester still base guarding Bramwitt, forcing Lenahan to take over point guard duties. He's guarded by Salvatore.
Lenahan to McLaughlin, top of the key, finds Lenahan. No 3-ball from him. Finds Marsilli, who checks back into this game. He'll drive, his layup, good! 2 more from Marsilli.
That is classic Lorenzo Marsilli basketball. He'll take you hard down the lane and finish.
Winchester putting up a prayer there, the long wingspan, tried to shoot under the hoop.
Had some nice spin there, though, just the wrong direction on that one.
Lakayo on the inside, he'll find McLaughlin, who drives. Marsilli makes a great move.
And he finds Lakayo. Oh, and Lakayo just long.
Right, unusual miss there from Lakayo, but, hustling back on defense. Great play by Marsilli, forcing a near turnover. Salvatore to Connors, puts one up, 3-ball, good.
Connors unhappy with the no call there. McLaughlin landing in his shooting space. We've seen fouls like that be called into higher levels.
Lenahan really looking to make something happen, using all of his steps there.
Lakayo in the lane, and Lakayo will hit it. What a bounce back for Lakayo after missing the last floater. He'll take it hard in the lane and finish. And that should be New Canaan basketball. It hit right off E.J. Presley.
Right, great defensive effort there from Marsilli. Once again, showcasing his offensive ability, driving to the hoop, and defensive ability, creating a turnover, and giving the Rams the ball back in their zone.
Yeah, Lorenzo is one of those guys who will have one of the highest plus-minus, one of the highest efficiency ratings on the team. He's just great to have on the floor. He just helps your team in those non-stat book type plays.
Right, and Winchester very closely guarding Bramwitt here. Top of the key, McLaughlin. He'll find Marsilli. Marsilli facilitating his offense here. Nearly stolen by Winchester. McLaughlin goes. He's open. Floater, no good.
Yeah, and it seems like they're really compensating for how high these Stanford High defenders can jump, because it seems like they're throwing it really high off the glass recently. And wow, surprising foul call there.
Well, Coach Melzer not too happy with that one, but when you get a player down on the ground like that, falling that hard, sometimes the ref might get the call and just call that one. Unfortunately, it didn't go the Rams' way for them, but, for Stanford, that's a great break. And, I'm not going to say they lost the momentum, but it definitely slowed its pace, and they're going to look to maintain their 17-13 lead or increase points before the second half.
Yeah, and let's just go back to Marsilli for a second. Like I was saying before, although he may not have the highest stats on the team, he's one of those guys that will fill everything that's not in the stat book. His IQ is very high in the game of basketball, and he just helps the team, whether it be a tip pass to a turnover, or he caused just a turnover just by playing great defense. It's all those things that Marsilli does so well that he's like a necessity to have on the court. Right,
he's a smart player to have on the floor, and I think that's undisputed. I think, any coach would argue having a guy like that can definitely help you. His specific play type might vary, obviously, differently with coaching styles and kind of game plans and stuff like that. But, the Rams, just what they've been able to do here is kind of try to get back into this one. I know they're not obviously out of it, but, in a domino effect sort of terms, the Rams really need to pick up and get some points on the board. And I know the Rams like to have the lead before halftime, which is, something they're kind of used to, honestly, in most games. So it's definitely something they're going to have to create here and come back and score 5 more. Salvatore on the inbound. Minute 30 left in the half.
Rams in a man defense here. Winchester will come through the elevator screen.
The inside, Nana nearly gets one. Nearly forced a jump ball in. Lenahan with a near steal. He'll knock that one out of bounds.
And those are the energy plays I'm talking about. A tip pass, although Stanford will still regain the possession, he just stopped a layup right there. That's just great awareness by Lenahan. Almost gets backdoored. However, he makes up for it with diving and saving a layup.
Right, Presley to Connors here in the inbound. Marsilli, the best Rams player, guarding Presley, gets mixed up with Lakayo. Top of the key here.
Backing down, forcing him to pick up his dribble. Rams guarding the Stanford High offensive players very far out tonight.
Guarded here, the Rams will switch. Salvatore, top of the key. Salvatore looks to make something happen.
Under a minute here until halftime.
Connors puts one up. 3 ball, no good. Rebound Marsilli. Nearly rebound Marsilli. And Nana almost gets his 2. 2 off the backboard.
A lot of contact underneath there, however, no call. Moynihan pushed up the floor. He'll find Bramwell cross court. Bramwell will drive, but he is fouled on the floor.
Ball hits Bramwett's head there on the way down. Great play by him drawing that foul. About 40 seconds left in this first half and getting some more points on the board. Oh, it'll be on the Rams ball, no shots there. So, unfortunate there. Rams did have some momentum, so smart foul by Stamford.
And Laddick checking in here. I believe they're going to try to get him a shot here to end the half.
Right, the Rams struggle. They find McLaughlin back to Bramwell. 30 seconds.
There's the shot right there. Up screen. Just a little right. But rebound Lorenzo Marsilli. A lot of contact and another foul on Stamford High. Greg just talked about it 20 seconds before. Like Kyle set him the up screen. And Laddick with a great look. We usually see him hit those, especially later in the game. He's been hot against teams like Danbury and Wilton and Staples when they've needed him most.
Right, and you saw Lacayo there setting a great screen, really shutting out Kochko from that one.
And Laddick will get another opportunity here as he comes off, but it's defended well by Presley.
To the inside, Lacayo takes 2 steps. You gotta watch that foot. Bramwell takes his 3. Bramwell no good.
15 seconds left. Stanford will probably take the last shot here.
To the outside, Salvatore with 9, with 7. Wide open 3, Winchester misses the bucket, nearly rebound Salvatore. Salvatore rebound, puts up 1, no good. We'll end the half with a score of 17-13 with the Stamford Black Knights leading.
Yeah, and although New Canaan couldn't get their shots up ball, they did a good job defending that last possession, not letting Stamford High grow their lead. They go down 17-13, 4-point deficit into halftime. Right,
and we'll be back with you guys 2 minutes before the remaining of the half. But for now, signing out. Great first half of play here. Rams trailing by 4.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club, Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Family Dentistry, the dental office for our entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni, Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Walter Storts. Walter Storts Market has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Storts is your fresh local market. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commissioned residential and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal and constructed with intention and integrity. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Well, Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes in their 2022-2023 seasons. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics.
back here with the second half of action at the New Canaan High School varsity gym between the Stamford Black Knights and the New Canaan Rams. Will, what have you been looking at? What have you been seeing?
Gray, I've been seeing a lot of E.J. Presley. He's been all over. 2 dunks already, a couple points. Other than that, he's been having himself a game. And let's go to our conversation with Coach Melzer this afternoon.
Right.
He explained a lot about what this team's all about, Stamford and New Canaan at that. The culture they create here is just so strong. And Coach Melzer was telling us how they can go to multiple guys because all guys are ready, and that's just how they prepare.
Yeah. And Coach Melzer is an amazing guy, and the amount of preparation the amount of preparation he does behind the scenes is just remarkable. And he's done great, and he really puts an emphasis on allowing his players to be themselves, and allowing them to create, and not building this stiff culture or a very oriented team. He allows players to be flexible while holding his great culture, and it's just an all-around great coaching philosophy. And you see players like Griffin Bramwitt showing up into the game with he has his headphones on, he's locked in, and it leads to results, right? Bramwitt's hit a 3 in the first quarter, stuff like that. So I think just the fact that Melzer allows his players to be themselves is really beneficial.
Yeah, and Coach Melzer, former player at Conn College, actually, he really, like you said, enjoys having players create stuff, whether it's off the dribble, backdoor cut, using your teammates, and making stuff happen together. He also mentioned how everybody in this program is important,
right.
Whether it's the freshman or the senior who starts on varsity. And that's what creates a great culture, because there is no hierarchy, he said. And the freshmen are just as important as the seniors, because they are the foundation and they are what's the future of this program. And he really emphasized on the fact that everybody in this program is just as important to him as the next guy. And that's kind of why we see such success this year. Last year they really built upon that, and this year we're seeing it actually happen in games. And the success of that is just great to see. And Coach Melzer, the community he built, is really great to see it in action.
Right, and mere seconds away here from the second half of play. Start of the third quarter here, 8 minutes to go, obviously. The Rams trailing behind by 4. They're definitely looking to get some more points on the board, and we'll see how that plays out.
Winchester back on Bramwitt here. Low athletic stance. Going to force Bramwitt.
Bramwitt to McLaughlin here. Misses Lenahan on the inside.
Yeah, Lenahan was open, though, but, however, good defense by Stamford to not give McLaughlin a lane to throw that in there.
Right, McLaughlin here to the outside. Santee, Lacayo, stripped by Winchester. He'll go down. Open lane goes up, and a layup, and he barely puts that one in.
Jeremiah Winchester, great at pickpocketing. Pickpocketed a good ball handler right there in Santee Lacayo, and he just took it right from him. And with the finger roll finish down the lane.
Driving to the inside. Bramwood on the outside here, top of the key, guarded by Winchester. To Lacayo. Lacayo, top of the key, finds Bramwood, open 3, elects not to shoot that one, a little surprised.
Santee will take it, and it's just long. Lorenzo fighting for it underneath. E.J. Presley will get it.
Presley to Salvatore, he'll put up 3 ball, and that one's good. Salvatore, one of the better players on this team. Definitely a shooter, and that's something the Rams have to, shut down and really work to game plan against. And, just in transition like that, sometimes players can get open. What do you think the Rams need to do right now? Obviously, this lead has just increased by 5 points, which, is obviously not going in their direction. This game is not going how they hoped.
Well, as you can see in the huddle right now, Coach Melzer is putting a lot of emphasis, on once we score or we miss, you have to run back and get into and set up our defense. Because as you saw, Winchester and Salvatore, they're hitting transition buckets. And, Winchester transferred in from West Hill last year, and he's really provided this spark for Stamford. Pickpocketed Santee on the defensive end, laid up the finger roll finish on the offensive end, and then he finds J.J. Salvatore for the 3. They're really coming together, and they're building off each other. Rams got to stop this run, otherwise this could get out of hand real quick.
Right, 2 points, a steal, and an assist. That's really textbook drive, if you want to call it that. But, you know, yeah, obviously great guys having games, great games. You know, Presley, Winchester are going to look to continue to do the same. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another big play out of Presley that, you know, really puts the emphasis on what they've been working to do all game, which is create those opportunities, work fast in transition, and use the athleticism to their advantage. Bramwell with the inbound here. Rams need to get some points on the board here, trailing by 9. Bramwell finds Lenahan.
Winchester still face guarding Bramwood here, forcing him left.
Right, and Bramwood gets the ball here. He's close. He passes halfway. Guarded by Winchester, finds McLaughlin. To Lenahan on the outside, nearly fumbles that one. Marsili to Heron. Heron on the outside, finds Marsili.
In the lane, Marsili with a tough
lot
shot.
A lot of contact, couldn't put that bucket in.
Yeah, you know the refs are really not calling these body fouls tonight, and they're letting the players play. As Winchester throws the behind the back, over the head pass to J.J. Salvatore. However, Bramwood tipped it, but Stamford High will retain possession.
Right, great tip by Bramwood, and he really almost had that save there, and it's making, you know, gritty plays like those that are really going to create and change the pace of this game. Winchester at the top. Miscommunication. Connor picks one up. 3-ball, no good, rims out. They'll give it to the Rams.
Laddick will check in for Lenahan here. Ball handler for ball handler, shooter for shooter. I think that substitution was just to get Jack Lenahan some rest here.
Right, and Griffin Bramwood here, one of the players who doesn't like to rest. He loves to be on the court as much as possible. You know, as we spoke about at halftime, he's a hard worker. He's a player that's hydrating the entire day during school. You know, I think he's the one guy who carries a gallon jug around school every single day, you know, aside from football season. Laddick, 3, no good. Rebound, Heron. Finds Bramwood, elects once again not to take a 3.
Heron forces a pass into McLaughlin. However, Ryan Connors steps in to take the charge.
Right, and great play by Connors there, giving his team the ball again. Definitely the right call there. You know, it might have been a little bit of a forced ball from Heron, and, you know, I think just in the chaos of things, he probably should have taken that one out. You got to understand you're down by 9, and, you know, a great play by him to begin with, but, you know, making small plays like that are what's going to put the Rams back in this one.
Salvatore gets Marsili a jump in the corner to Winchester. His 3 is short. Rebound, Marsili. He almost pushes it up the court. Nearly a carry by Marsili right there. Fletch drives across the lane. Finds Laddick on the outside.
Laddick controlling this team here. Slowing the ball down. Finds Fletcher Heron to the outside. Top of the key is Laddick to Bramwood. Guarded by Winchester once again. You know, battle of the athletes. Fletcher Heron.
Rams on a motion offense here. Screening away and backdoor cutting almost every pass.
Laddick moving in, gets McLaughlin with the 3. That one's long. Definitely not the guy the Rams want to take the shot right now.
But he makes up for it by taking the charge. You know, when you play basketball, mistakes will happen, but the game happens so fast, you just have to forget it right away, and McLaughlin does that right there. He forgets that he just missed the 3 wide left, and he takes the charge, getting the ball back for the Rams. Excellent basketball and way to have short-term memory.
Right, an amazing player, you know, definitely someone who's worked hard and earned his spot, and, you know, he's one of my favorite guys on this Rams team to watch, you know, throughout this season, and, you know, the breakthrough plays he's had. Ooh.
And another great play by McLaughlin. Sets the screen. And another charge-like play. McLaughlin, again and again, just gaining this extra added bonus for the Rams. And, you know, he's been our player to watch multiple games. And he's just really come into his own and become a star for this Rams team.
Right, winning this mental game here, you know, definitely making the smarter plays. Ty Groff, step back 3, air ball.
Oh, nice little pass to Jack Laddick there. We're not going to call that an air ball. That was just a good pass to Laddick.
Right, we'll call that one an assist on the stat sheet. Great movement to Laddick there. He, you know, he able to assess that shot and then make the right play, give the Rams another 2. That'll end the Rams' dry streak of scoring here. And Winchester will put another 2 on the board.
Pretty floater right there. Winchester in the lane. And just a nice shot right there. Winchester now face guarding Laddick. Change of pace here for Stamford High.
Right, and that floater sat on a cloud. McLaughlin to the outside, finds Marsili, nearly batted away by Presley.
Nice hop step in the lane to McLaughlin. He'll go up with it, just short. Rebound, Christopher Nana up the floor to E.J. Presley. To the corner to Winchester. Back to Presley.
Right, tough to get rebounds against a player who's listed as 6'7", so.
I mean, McLaughlin eating him up in the post.
Right, all around great play there. Once again, McLaughlin really proving why he deserves to be on the court, creating 3 turnover opportunities for the Rams there. Griffin Bramwitt, coming away with that steal and gets fouled too.
Yeah, Lakyle will check in for McLaughlin, just get him a quick rest, but he's very key to this success for the Rams, so he'll be back soon.
Right, looks like Presley had a tough time locking that one off. Rams definitely liking the ball with Bramwitt. Guarded by Presley. Bramwitt getting athletic defenders. To the outside. Pump fake. To Laddick. Laddick puts one up. Looks good, is good.
Laddick from way downtown. Jack Laddick makes his appearance tonight. First 3 of the night for Jack Laddick. We'll need to see more of that in order the Rams. And Lorenzo Marsili with the aggressive play. Rams save it to Ty Groff. Back to Lorenzo. Oh, and it will just go out of bounds on the Rams. But those are the energy plays the Rams will need to win this game, Gray.
Right, and, I might have seen it wrong, but I thought Presley might have touched the ball while he was laying out of bounds. I'm sure I saw it wrong. The ref was right there, but, definitely an aggressive, great attempt to make the play by Ty Groff.
And those are the plays that change momentum of games right there. If the Rams got a layup out of that, we got a whole new ball game.
Salvatore brings the ball down the court, guarded by Bramwitt. Oh, and Duran nearly takes the deep 3.
Rams now switching every screen here, not letting any drives off the screens.
Right, the Rams understanding how to play defense with the athleticism they have. Duran makes the mental error.
Herod pass by Duran right there, nearly thrown out of bounds, but J.J. Salvatore reset the offense for Stamford here.
Right, great veteran movement by Salvatore there, the junior. Winchester drives outside. Very hard pass to Duran. That one will go out of bounds.
Yeah, in the stat sheet, that might count as a turnover for Winchester. However, you got to make those catches if you're Duran. Although it was a very fast pass, that's an open 3 right there for Stamford.
Right, I think Winchester's one of the better players, obviously, as we've touched on this court. And,
definitely.
Making that pass was great ball movement. And unfortunately, his teammate wasn't ready for it, but that was a great play by him and, being able to create something.
Oh, great try by Lorenzo Marsili. The fake to the corner, and he'll finish with the left hand. 4-point game as we approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter.
Right, Marsili with the great pump fake. I think he got everyone in the gym on that one.
Now Rams student section and bench getting into it. It's short, rebound Ty Groff to Colin Discordia, up the court to Laddick. He'll drive baseline, looking for a teammate. He'll find Marsili. Marsili will go up, and one! Lorenzo Marsili turning this game around for the Rams.
They'll call it off.
Oh, they caught it on the floor. High school rules. Lorenzo Marsili was fouled before he made the shooting motion. Still, great momentum boosters for the Rams.
Right, a lot of key guys so far. McLaughlin and then Marsili in that possession, really creating something. Putting the Rams back in this one. Discordia looking for a player on the inbound, finds Groff. Whoa,
oh, that's got to be a foul. Wow. 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 I am genuinely shocked about that call. Groff had his feet planted and was pushed in the back. I would be very mad if I'm Ty Groff right now. Use that aggression on defense right here and get another turnover.
I could probably find a few hundred people in this gym who are not happy about that call there, but a lot of noise here and some defense chance.
As you can see, Ty Groff pressing up very hard.
And Presley goes up, good layup.
Yeah, you got to have baseline help there. In a man defense, you got to be there to help your teammate out and take the charge, especially against an athletic guy like Presley, who will get the turnover there, but they'll trap him in the corner. Good play by Presley right there to throw it off the Ram defenders.
Presley definitely winning the mental game here. You saw him after that bucket, trash-talking Marsili, one of the better defenders. So, it's definitely something to look out for.
You can see the student section now up on their feet. Rams are back in the game. I believe Stamford High will call timeout here.
Right, and great job by Presley trying to get into the head of the Rams players there and, able to create, that drive opportunity and then give the, the Black Knights the ball there when he was trapped in the corner. But, great defense by the Rams and creating almost an opportunity to get the ball back.
Rams trail by 6. Just over a minute to go. What do you like here, Gray, if you're New Canaan?
I don't know, Will. 6-point difference. You got to get something, but you don't want to force anything. And I think that's the perfect way to put it. You want to get something on the board, but forcing shots and creating opportunities, using opportunities that aren't there is just going to hurt you further. So you have time in this game. I think you play in game plan the way you've been playing. And just get a nice, easy 2, maybe a 3, but definitely it starts with playing defense on this drive.
Yeah, you got to convert on this defensive end. You got to keep the lead at a max 6 right now. Enter the 4th, maybe down 4, even down 2 as Winchester comes to the elevator screen. It's tip pass by Ty Groff, but E.J. Presley will get the ball, and now he's calling for an ISO here, I believe.
On the outside, Presley-Marsili, the rivalry that they've created has made this game exciting.
Oh, and Lorenzo Marsili with the great pickpocket right there. Will he go all the way? No foul call. A lot of contact underneath, but they'll call a foul on New Canaan here.
Right, great play by Marsili to begin with. Just kind of get that ball and create transition down the court. Quick shout out, Josiah Bennett, his first minute of the night here for the Knights. Presley not liking the sub call.
Presley was signaling to the bench, my bad. Coach thought it was for a sub call. Did not like when the sub was brought to the scores table there.
Right, Kochko puts one up. His bucket, no good. Outside, rebound to Skornia.
Nearly turned over again, and that's got to be a foul. No foul.
Coach Melzer not happy with that call. The Knights definitely on the receiving end of that one.
I mean, they're over the back of Lorenzo Marsili. I'm not sure what the call was there. I believe it was on, it was on New Canaan. Unbelievable call there. Jeremiah Winchester was over the back of Lorenzo Marsili.
Right, not sure. What do you know what the call was?
I mean, I believe when they were on the floor diving for the ball that Marsili just dove and accidentally hit one of the Stamford players, but I'm just genuinely shocked there was no foul call for the Rams there.
Bennett with the ball here. Finds Taylor. Taylor drives. That one's stripped away by Groff. Groff wins. Not a jump ball.
And that's what Ty Groff does. He just finds the ball and he'll just steal it right from you. Great hands he has.
Marsili to Laddick. Laddick looking for a 3 ball. To the outside to Lenahan, nearly batted away by Winchester. Great play by him. Picks up his dribble, puts one up, no good. 3 seconds left, lets one fly.
Coach Melzer visibly frustrated after those back-to-back possessions. Not converting on the offensive end, barely getting it by on the defensive end. Rams have been really struggling in that 2-minute stretch. Got to turn things around here in the 4th.
Right, and I totally agree with you. I think some keys for the Rams right now are going to be putting some more points on the board, obviously, but, really slowing down their pace of play and getting calls to come back their way, as, we've kind of seen haven't gone in some recent possessions. So I think for the Knights, they're going to continue to maintain their lead and obviously do what they've been doing all game. And, they continue to do that. Obviously, they win. So, definitely a low-scoring game, Will. I'm surprised. The Black Knights played Greenwich and had a high-scoring game relatively. They were in the 50s almost for both teams, and the Rams' last few matchups have been higher scoring. So 20-26 going into the 4th is definitely not what we expected. But I think the defensive battle and kind of the mindsets these players have been playing with have been that deciding factor.
Yeah, and the Rams have been averaging 45+ a game. I think one of their highest games was 65 against Danbury, and although that was double OT, Danbury dribbled the ball out for the entire part of the second overtime. And I think New Canaan entered overtime period with 55 points. So New Canaan and Stamford, both high-scoring teams. So kudos to both defensive ends tonight. Really just shut them down.
Right, and we'll see Connors here. Ryan Connors, number 22 for the Knights, inbounding this ball. Connors will give it to Presley. The Rams playing smart and sound defense.
Marsili again on Presley. Best defender on best offensive player. Love that matchup.
To the inside, Nana. Off the pick and roll, misses his layup.
Wow. Oh, and it's stolen by Winchester, but Laddick will get it back. Winchester pressing him in the backcourt.
Now that was an amazing.
Jess gets by him with an easy cross. Will he pull up? No, to Griffin Bramwitt for three. He hits it. Rams within three. Great possession by the Rams right there.
And let me tell you something. I love Griffin, and that's why. You know, Griffin Bramwitt, that's his second three of the night. He's an amazing player, and just being able to do stuff like that gets the crowd going.
And you saw Bramwitt passed up three after three after three all night, and then he hits it when it matters most. Excellent offense by Bramwitt. And Ty Groff will be called with the foul there,
They'll call him with an off ball, a sportsmanlike situation there.
I mean, these refs.
Definitely a little upset after, something that happened and some calls he didn't get earlier this game. And, Salvatore just kind of kept his mouth shut and egged him on. And
Presley
knew what he was
posting
doing.
up Lorenzo. The reverse layup won't fall.
Miss bucket, Connors drives, misses, hits the bottom of the
Another
backboard.
offensive rebound. Rams really struggled to get these defensive rebounds here. And if they have got them, we're looking at a different game.
Right, Winchester making the right decision to slow the ball down. To the inside, Nana, guarded by Lacayo. Nana, he'll drive, look for his two.
Absolutely
that was a prayer.
not. Oh, that's got to be a foul. Come on. Throwing his body all over him. Lorenzo will dribble it down. 4-on-3 here to Ty Groff on the wing for three. And it's just long.
Right, great effort there. Definitely getting one of the better shooters a shot. Presley, he'll drive. Nearly a great layup.
Bramwitt gets the rebound right there up to Lacayo. To Groff again. He'll find Lorenzo in the paint. Out to Laddick for three. And it's no good, but Groff will get the rebound. He'll find Lorenzo in the paint. And Lorenzo can't finish.
And they'll call a foul on Marsili there. Definitely the right call, I think, coming down, and he did hit some hand. And, I think that's frustrating, just not being able to finish after a long defensive effort. Took up really 2 minutes of the quarter there, and you finally get one. You get a breakaway. You miss a long three, and then you're really looking to create something, and you miss two putbacks. So, there was a lot going on there, and I can understand why that foul. But
Rams switch to a 1-3-1 here as Lacayo and McLaughlin check in. This 1-3-1 has been great for the Rams all year and last year as well. But J.J. Salvatore cuts through, and that's the one weakness of the 1-3-1 when you get cut through behind your back and they can get the pass as they step through the double team.
Right, that'll be Heron and McLaughlin actually checking in. Fletcher Heron on the outside. Lacayo with the bucket, no good. Lorenzo guarding Salvatore. Popped away. They haven't been calling him on those all game.
Marsili with another foul. The officiating here of question one of these officials.
Right. I mean, here's the situation. Marsili's been throwing that all game, and they haven't been calling it. So while I wasn't surprised they had a call just in general, I'm surprised they had that call this game.
It's really
they've let that happen.
And it's really frustrating for a player like Marsili who makes a great defensive play and is charged with a foul when they're not calling that all game. So as a player, you can make that move. And just a lack of focus there by the Rams. You gotta box out.
Right, an air ball there from Winchester, but great putback, and we'll call that one an assist on the stat sheet.
Winchester now face guarding Bramwitt once again.
On the offensive effort, Marsili guarded by Connors. To Marsili on the outside, he drives on Presley. Double teamed for a sec. Salvatore finds his man once again. Lacayo almost takes the deep three. Batted away by Presley, and Presley will go up, and another layup out of him.
And just a 3-point game, now a 9-point game. Just how quickly this game can turn. 4.5 to go. Rams got to stop this momentum. As Coach Mauser calls a timeout, seriously this time he is visibly frustrated.
Right, and rightfully so. I think the finishing from his guys haven't been where it's been throughout this season, and I think that combined with some calls not going the way he wants them to is kind of built that up. And this timeout I think is going to be great to slow it down and once again reassess what they're trying to do, because right now you have 4 minutes 30 seconds exactly left to play, so you really need to reevaluate your strategy and start to think of, okay, when do we need, not a miracle, but when do we need to build momentum? When do we need to get back into this? Like, when's a good time? Should we drive to the hoop right away? Should we take our time? Because you can't afford a minute possession. You can't afford much longer than 30 seconds with the ball. So, when are you going to start making those hero plays? When are you going to start looking for that opportunity?
And if I'm Coach Melzer, I'm going back to that press. It worked well in the beginning of the game, forcing Stanford to do stuff they're not really comfortable with. They like their set offenses. They didn't really like transition. I would go back to that, and I would just force Stanford to play out of their comfort zone. And on defensive, you got to lock in, and you got to hit those layups in the lane.
Fletcher Heron here. He'll find Laddick. Laddick brings the ball down the court. Laddick, pump fake to Lacayo. And here's Heron with the ball. Oh, nearly batted away. Great play by Taylor and a greater play by Laddick. McLaughlin drives. He finds Lacayo outside of the key. Great step.
Lacayo picks up his dribble. Good defense by the Knights right here. Bramwell will drive baseline, and that is swatted away by number 21, Christopher Nana.
Right, great block by Nana there. On the outside, Winchester, guarded by McLaughlin. Nana, the almost 6'7" player. Bramwell guards Salvatore.
Rams switch on the ball screen. Good pass by Winchester, and McLaughlin will take the charge. These are the type of plays you need to have when you're down this much. You need to have quick defensive possessions, and you got to start hitting your shots. Rams can't afford to miss much more. This game will slowly be taken away from them.
Right, and McLaughlin's been doing a great job of taking charges all game. I believe it's his third or fourth. I'd say about third. And
yeah, it's his third, but he had that other one on offense, which he caused on the screen.
Right, so the Rams, it's been a minute, and since our last timeout there, and no points on the board, so it's definitely, something they've got to start to put in. Maybe Lacayo's going to have to make a step-up play here.
Oh, good pass in the lane. McLaughlin goes up. McLaughlin can't finish. Lacayo gets the rebound. He can't finish. Rams will stay with the ball here, and that is what you can't afford. You got to make your layups here, Gray.
Right, and they'll check in Taylor for Connors here. Rams will do the same. They'll put in Marsili for Heron. Two very similar players, in my opinion.
Yeah, Lorenzo's a great driver and finisher. Although he may not be able to shoot too well, he provides that offensive element where he can drive on you and finish in the lane.
Bramwell on the outside, receives the inbound. Great bat by Taylor. Gets that to Presley. Ball will get stuck.
The Rams now, I wouldn't say desperation mode, but when you're missing this many shots, you got to just start taking what you're given. Santee was given a three. Laddick had a three. You got to start taking them, because if you're going to miss layups, might as well take the three, get yourself back in faster.
Right, and as I said before, the game really moves faster than you would think. And, it's been a minute and a half since that timeout. I'm using that as a timestamp here, but 0 points scored out of either of these teams, which is, what the Rams are going to have to do to get back in.
And Ty Groff will check in. Coach Melzer looking for the offensive spark. Ty Groff, Laddick, Bramwell, all shooters on the floor. Let's hope they can regain some momentum here.
Right, a very offensive lineup here. Presley misses his first. We'll see what the second one goes. Second one, no good.
Long, but Stanford will get the rebound again, and I believe that foul will be on Lorenzo. Oh no, it will be on Ty Groff.
Right, tough foul there. I'll put Presley, Taylor on the line. They'll put Reddy here for the rebound.
Yeah, exactly that, Gray. They're not going to let Nana get the rebound again, because we know they need every possession they can get.
Taylor with his first. This one goes no good.
And that is why Spencer Wright checks into the game. Can box out the supposed 6'7" Christopher Nana.
Right. Bramwell here guarded by Winchester. Great play by Wright. I definitely think the Rams should use Wright more here in the offense. And
Laddick goes up, and Laddick drains it.
Whoa, Jack Laddick. Great timeout by Coach Melzer.
Little Devin Booker action right there. Little Kobe Bryant. Nice little move Jack Laddick right there. Maybe we start to see a little turnaround for the Rams. Down 7, getting back into that press. 2 turnovers, 2 buckets. New ball game.
Right, just to get back on that topic before Laddick put the team on his back for a sec, I think Wright needs to get in the game and on the floor more. I think the Rams know how to use him, and I think they use him effectively. I just don't think they use him enough. And being able to set, like, a brick wall screen is just such a helping factor, especially in a game like this when, you're having a tough time getting scoring opportunities. Obviously, it's a lower scoring game. And, Spencer Wright is definitely one of those guys who's going to get some rebounds. As we saw, there was no surprises. He's getting rebounds over guys that are listed as 6'7". He's a tall player himself, and he's able to do stuff like that. And I think in a game like this where you're running down to the wire, you only have 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. What do you have to lose getting a player that could create opportunities? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they definitely use him effectively. As you saw, they put him in for the rebound right there. And he boxed out Chris Fernanda very, very effectively. And he does set those brick wall screens that Bramlett or Laddick can get around and give himself a layup. I believe the Rams will set up in a 1-3-1 here. The best lineup possible. Marsili, Herons, Santi, and Aiden as premier defensive players in this 1-3-1 set, as Santi will pick him up 3/4 court. Risky pass there by Presley.
Presley Taylor to the inside. Nana batted away by Heron. Great play by him. They'll get the ball to Bramwood here, an all-defensive lineup. We'll see what they can do.
And this is where you turn it around right here. Great stop. Must convert on the offensive end. And that's that brick wall screen you're talking about, Gray. Fletcher Heron sent Winchester in for a little ride right there.
Look, Lakayo understanding he only has 2 minutes to play here and needs to make something happen. Surprised he didn't go for that first one, and he'll miss the layup.
Yeah, Lakayo on the bigger defender, realizing that he may try to block it. However, unfortunately, he stayed his ground. He stayed home, and Lakayo was forced to shoot over him once again.
Salvatore finds Nana. Nana controlling the ball. Surprised. That's the right call. Heron did push him. He did move.
I mean, you got to call it both ways, though. Doesn't call the shove over here, but calls the shove on this end. Frustrating if you're a coach or a player on that of the officiating, where it's a little imbalanced, as you see 9 fouls to 5 fouls. Very big disparity.
Right, and I'd argue both teams are being physical, and it's tough when that doesn't go your way, but we'll see here. Christopher Nana with 2.
Actually, a 1-and-1. Don't get the double bonus until 10 team fouls.
Right, that was my fault. I just knew he was going to make the second, though. That's actually why I said it. I knew it was 1-and-1. So, and the second,
he missed the second, actually.
Well, he hit the first, which gave him 2 shots. So, Langford here finds Wright. As we said, putting him back in the game. I think Coach Melzer's listening to us. Laddick nearly with the clutch bucket.
I mean, good play by Winchester right there, but risky to save it under your own basket can a lot of times lead to an open shot for the opposing team. Got to press up your New Canaan here. Stanford can just dribble it out as they're up 8 right now. Got to find something else if you're New Canaan. Trapping Salvatore. They get the outlet to Nana, to Winchester, but it's tipped by Ty Groff, stolen by Ty Groff. Almost loses the ball. Up to Bramlett as we approach under a minute. Bramlett will drive in the lane. Lefty layup. No foul call. Man, he's getting slapped on his wrist.
Right, I think Coach Melzer's rightfully upset about that one. I'm very surprised they didn't get a call. Obviously a 3-possession game here for the Rams, down by 8 points, and they got 50 seconds left to play.
And the officials will give the Rams the ball. 50 seconds to play, down 8. This is one of a difficult comeback. Lenny will check in the game. As you know, he's hit very clutch shots in the crunch time. As Gray, you talked about earlier, he hit a buzzer against Danbury in single overtime to send it to double overtime. Lenny also dropped 25 last year against Ward, so, really good offensive player.
Right, and Griffin Bramlett there, just before starting, motion, him and Winchester kind of agreed maybe a foul call on that last one. Laddick drives down the court here, finds Lakayo. Lakayo with a 3.
It's long. Ty Groff goes up the rebound, no good. Salvatore will get it.
Right, great shot selection. And they'll give the Black Knights the ball.
I am genuinely shocked once again. J.J. Salvatore dribbles it off his own leg, yet the officials bargaining for Stamford High to win.
Right, looked like I didn't know DraftKings, did high school games, but here we go. Presley back with the ball. Laddick making an attempt.
Yeah, and Coach just really getting into it. Love to see it. Not sure what the Stamford High coach is talking about. Probably being a little cocky there, as you can tell. But you love the intensity from Coach Tisch. Hate to see the unprofessionalism from Stamford High.
Well, I mean, here you got coaches. I unfortunately don't know the backgrounds on the Stamford High coaches, but I would assume a lot of them probably played for Stamford, and maybe there's kind of that rivalry of you left, we're still here.
Yeah, and Coach Melzer left to bigger and better things up in New Canaan.
Right, both teams having great seasons. Presley hits his.
Yeah, Coach Melzer won the state title in 2019, left for a better program. But Kyle will miss the layup in transition after a great pass from Bramwitt.
Right, Graham once again making an effort, and three possession game, that'll most likely be game with 20 seconds left to play, and unless we get a miracle here, but great effort by Bramwitt, and that was a perfectly placed pass. Unfortunately, the layup just a little too strong off the backboard.
Jeremiah Winchester will go to the line here for 2.
So now we're in the double bonus.
Yes, that is correct, Gray. When we get to 10 fouls, we get in the double bonus.
I was aware. I knew Nano was a great free throw shooter, and he put that first one in.
Winchester hits the first. Gray, you are a basketball player. That's something you might want to put in the book for future reference.
Right. Winchester second.
Misses the second. But Stamford High will get another rebound to Mar Taylor. Stamford High, crazy offensive rebounding tonight. Jack Lenahan up the court. And that will be, I believe, Stamford basketball as it tipped off Laddick last. First right call in the second half by the officials.
Right, unfortunate there for the Rams. This fourth quarter didn't go their way, and with 9 seconds left to play, 3-possession game, it's obviously, coming down to its last whistle. And unfortunate the Rams weren't able to come back from that scoring deficit. And
only scoring 25. You just can't have those type of nights against a good team like Stamford.
Right, and a great game by both of these teams. Amazing performance by Stamford tonight, and the Black Knights have done an amazing job and, putting some points on the board and creating those 2 dunks. How about those dunks by E.J. Presley? Those were amazing plays and just showcases his athletic ability as one of the best, not just sophomores, but players in this league. And unfortunately for the Rams, they weren't able to create, some scoring opportunities tonight. They only had 25 points, which, really wasn't what they were trying to create. So Stamford High definitely trying to, keep their season going, and that win must feel great for them, especially after losing a close one to Greenwich in their previous game.
Yeah, and when a team gets hot, a team like Stamford, they just build off on all that energy. And you see they used it tonight, and they just were clicking on all ends, defense and offense.
Right, and with a final score there, the scoreboard just went out.
36-25, I believe.
Right, 36-25. You had that one correct. Both teams had a great game. Stamford played out of their minds, in terms of athletic ability and defensive play, and obviously a defensive battle. Didn't go the way we predicted, but, with a final score of 36-25, that'll be it. Myself, Gray Tomasco. To my left, Will Langford. Signing out for the night, and we'll roll some sponsors.
Will be coming next.
Thank you.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club, Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Family Dentistry, the dental office for our entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni, Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Walter Storts. Walter Storts Market has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Storts is your fresh local market. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Anderson Kenny Architecture, a full-service practice that encompasses a range of commissioned residential and commercial projects. Each project is a thoughtful collaboration tailored for clients and their needs. The outcome is highly personal and constructed with intention and integrity. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Frangione Engineering. Planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Well, Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes in their 2022-2023 seasons. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics.